We are the Barnosky family, Joe, Abby, Penny, and Chloe, and we are moving to South Africa to become missionaries. For years, one of the local ministries here is led by Pastor Dennis. He is a strong Zulu man, and he is wonderful. He is deeply entrenched in the Word. He actually studied in the States for a few years. As soon as he graduated high school, that's where he did his university training. And he is wonderfully well-read and educated to the nth degree. And so he and the local team members have been praying for years for somebody to come along with multimedia expertise. In the meantime, they've been continuing to pray and continuing to operate. He leads a radio Bible study that reaches out to 750,000 people every single week. And people's lives are being changed. There are pastors who are listening to this radio program and saying, I've been teaching a false gospel, and asking for discipleship. So we need a website for this ministry. We need social media for this ministry to last and to have a lasting impression. But there are some things that in the middle of all this, they still can't say on the radio, live on air. And so they have been desperately praying for an opportunity to get the equipment and start a podcast, and to have someone show them how to put it all together and start getting more biblical teaching out there to the world. But they've floundered for years, looking for help and finding nothing. And so they finally moved forward in faith and said, we're going to buy some equipment, we're going to put some stuff together, we're going to look for a studio where we can do this recording and also have it double as a ministry office. So they rented a studio of a radio station that just left. So there's a recording room and an outer office with glass windows looking in. And they literally moved into the space the day we got here. And so we were able to walk in and see leftover junk that was all over the place. I started pulling out electrical cables where I was talking with a local man, Sim, and I said, Sim, it's crazy. These cables are just spliced together. He goes, yeah, we do that a lot here. I said, yeah, but then they didn't wrap it with electrical tape. They wrapped it with cellophane tape, like packing tape. And Sim went, yeah, we have a lot of fires too. So I was able to go in and I got rid of all the electrical dangers and all of these superfluous cables, and they're going to be able to sell that copper to fund their ministry. But I was able to help unpack all of the video equipment and the lighting equipment and the sound equipment and get it all hooked up. And in 2 days of work at their brand new office, we have a fully fleshed out, ready to go podcast studio for them. And it's stunning. Our arrival timed up perfectly with their moving forward in faith, and the gifts and talents and abilities that I have are perfectly suited to this ministry's needs. And this is one of 13 churches that we're aware of in the local fellowship.
During our time here in South Africa, I've had the amazing privilege of being able to see the work with a ministry called Sound Doctrine Hub, and getting to see the amazing work they're doing to share the truth of the gospel in South Africa has been an awesome experience. During my time with them, I was able to be a guest on their radio program that goes out to 750,000 South Africans, and not just in Durban, but across South Africa. On that program, we wanted to talk about the things that Beautiful Feet is doing that can help South Africa. We talked about abortion, miscarriage, single motherhood, and a few other topics. One of the women who messaged in was the victim of an abortion, and she asked us, how can God forgive me when my church can't forgive me and I can't forgive myself? Those were hard words to see, and this is the reality for many South African women. And so I'm excited to come back and be able to teach churches how they can serve these vulnerable families in their community. In South Africa, there are a lot of false gospels. There are prosperity churches who are teaching incorrect theology, and they are leading people astray. And they are ostracizing the most vulnerable in their community because of a past sin. There are also a lot of churches that encourage syncretism, where they allow you to follow Jesus and also past religions at the same time. These religions are leading people astray, and they are damaging families and communities and losing souls for the gospel. So we want to come and we want to help show them the true love of God, especially those most vulnerable, those single mothers, those ones facing the choice of abortion, those recently losing children, and remove the fear of shame and isolation and hopelessness. And we want to give them the hope of the gospel so that they can live empowered, godly, heaven-destined lives.
I've said for years that evangelism is not my giftedness, missions is not my calling, but I've really overthought evangelism. I've thought of it as me going out to outsmart someone and show them all the reasons they're wrong and convince them through logic and proof that God is real. And we know stories and examples of people here who don't need all of the answers. They need to be loved. They need people's time. And that's all I want to do now. I want to love these people who want to know more, who are hungry for more. This is where I need to be. This is what I was made for.
One of the things one of the leaders here said is that it's not very common for a missionary family to come in with two such different ministries. And we are so grateful that God has laid out this crazy life that we've lived the last 30 some years to give us both these unique experiences, these unique passions. And the additional amazing thing about that is they also complement each other so well. And we have been able to share inspiration and ideas and serve each other as we have served others. And we are so grateful that God has worked it out that way.
Hi, my name is Penny, and I'm really excited to be a missionary kid in South Africa so I can tell people about Jesus. Hi, my name is Chloe, and in South Africa, the seasons are switched. If it's winter for you, it'll be summer for us in South Africa.